dog, she threw up tonight, so she's acting sad. I gotta go get her back.
Rattlesnake in the Magnolia State. Oh, 10-4. Yeah, I'm taking parts off the table with the barnacle board top that's so warped it looks like a bowl. And I'm replacing it with this other lamination I got going so it looks like a butcher block and it ain't gonna warp. Okay, that's good. Yep, he sure were.
So yeah, we never drive this truck. None of our settings are set for a day cab. That's why it handles like shit, rides like shit, pulls like shit. This truck's just supposed to be a money maker. We'll pimp it out eventually. It's the last one on the list to get pimped out though. Everything else is done besides this truck too. 73,467. I imagine with full tank of fuel, we still don't weigh an even 75 or whatever the hell I wasn't paying attention. Breaker, we be packing up a bowl, we be puffing, we be passing, we be choking, we be smoking. Keep smoking, keep stroking. Breaker.
Shuck, local time, you take care, man, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Well, a little bit left of it anyhow. Watch out in the bushes, man, 'cause you never know what's up. Local time skunk on the corner, my ground plate bye-bye.
truck at all, excuse me.
for the weekend. I know it's starting to wind to a close here. We did the last little bit of our snow scraping and getting ready for another snowstorm up here in northern Illinois. They say around Tuesday we might get another 6 or 8 inches. I don't know. Goes with the territory up here in the damn top side of Illinois. You take care, brother. The National CB 313, downtown Rockford, Illinois. Have a good day. What you waiting on, 341? What you waiting on, 681? She yelled at me when I was talking over there to Popcorn and hey man, 341 on the San Paulo said, have a good day. We got you out there at 341. We said it. All right there, 341, man. I heard you say we got you out there, man. I got you out here too. Take it easy. 341. Yeah, I'm kind of pointing up your way. I don't know. I've listened to radios. Doesn't matter what I run over here, man. I get off to the side door a little bit, man. I don't sound good. I'll sound good where I'm looking. I guess it's I don't know what it is, really. This thing's so cotton thick and tight. I think that's what it is. I think I made this kind of bigger a little bit on the too tight side. Anyway, man, I got her top of the AT. I'm on the same thing. I'm on just one.
say 363?
I'm sitting on about 50 of them, man. I just switch them. And I run with each one for a day or so and put it on. I got plenty of bases too, but now I know when I should put it in somebody else's hands, I know I'm talked on it. And I know it ain't failed, so if they can't blow it up, if I can't blow it up, they ain't gonna blow it up neither. At least in theory. Put it on you later, man. 313 is gone.
Waving a hand over there to that Mr. Natural G-Man moving down from the corner.
G-Man! Hey, you have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. We had a big old prime rib and mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, stuffing. Oh, yeah, we had to work. It was pretty damn good. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I went to my youngest girl and she cooked up a storm and got to see the Oh, man, I got a station set up over there, but her man's into restoring TVs now. I went in the kitchen, man, they had about, I lost count, he had 20 old black and white TVs, man. He said they're working on TVs. They still got the antenna up for where the radio was set up. I see all kind of TVs. I was going to figure I'd go over there and get on the radio, but I didn't even ask where they moved it to. I'll find out soon enough. Yeah, can't complain. I ate a lot, but I didn't eat too much. You know what I mean there, Brady?
Oh, yeah, good deal. Yeah, that's good for sure. Well, the good thing about them black and white TVs, they can't spy on you.
Yeah, I've de-spied my TVs, man. Yeah, that's crazy they got that in there. That ain't got nothing to do with the damn remote. That ain't got nothing to do with it. And all of them got it, too. They all got it. You know, that just ain't right. But, hey, man, whatever. Computers do it, too. Sure enough do. I got black tape over a lot of that shit. I hear you, man. I hear you.
Hey, Mr. Natural doing the Mr. Natural thing, running around the house like that. They're probably activating that and they got you on worldwide TV.
Sure will. Hey, G-Man, I got a friendly 10-5 from your old neighbor, Matt Hatter, up in Montana. He just wanted to wish you all well and swell, Roger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely wave a big old hand back at him. Yeah, it's been a while since we heard from old Mr. Mad Hatter, but yeah, he's a long-time CBer from this area. Hey, Mr. Natural, you make sure you wave right back to him for me. Thank you.
Hey, Matt Hatter, he says you're one of the good time gang from his neck of the woods. Supposed to wave you a big friendly 5 right back, 'cause you're a good guy, man. I'm gonna ease up out of here, I sure am. I've got a couple more I should get apart. Oh, I got a damn DX6, finals blue, and we got that going, but now the receivers for shit. I hate that surface mount shit and that little cage I got on the solder, but I'm gonna see if I can get that configured to have ears like it had for it, grenade it, and that's for sure. So I got my work cut out for me, G-Man and Mad Hatter. Wish y'all could talk to each other. Maybe I can if I stop flapping my gums. Put on your radar. 313 top side of my Illinois. And I'm going back to the bench.
Yeah, copy that. You have a good one over there, Mr. Natural. Good hearing you in there. I'm going to be off to the side. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
He says he can hear you. You guys can probably hear each other, so let me grab my hat and
The truck's so low it didn't catch the kingpin.
Whereabouts are you on the west side? I can hear you over here up by Washington.
One second here real quick. Let's get our road snacks. We are taking this, what does that say on the side? I can't read. AG25G Volvo Ultra bound to Odessa, Texas.
Ain't bad, have it. Have a good one. Why you broadcasting? Start waving and stepping. Good day, good day.
My bad. What up, Michael Johnson? How you doing, buddy? Excuse me, we had to blow our nose. That male bong hit we took back at the loadout.
Ocean, some kind of minor lotion. The minute you start to mess around
With poison ivy.
ivy.
Poison ivy. Jesus Christ, these guys. You'll get the motion to the ocean. You'll need some Carolina lotion.
You'll be scratching like a hound. The minute you start to mess around with buzzing
Baby. I haven't heard that song in so long. Nice. There's poison ivy right there. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all heard that song Poison Ivy by the Coasters. It's about a woman. She'll love you like a daisy, but look out, man, she's crazy. Bow, 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 bow. She'll really do you in if you let her get under your skin. Yeah, that's how it goes. Poison Ivy.
miles away looking to say hey.
If you like CB Radio, check out CB Radio 17 on YouTube. God Bless America with the Terminator is his profile's picture. They got thousands of hours of real CB Channel 17 broadcasted from the Pacific Northwest, and they pick up traffic all over the globe.
Good here. Got the clips in there. Got the two main leafs there all interfaced together. Got the latch on there. It's working fine. Got the leg here. It latches down into place. Now I'm gonna start working on the leaf. Well, whatever don't go in right, just get a hammer.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was going to get my mic so bad.
I already got the leaves all sized to the same dimensions. I just gotta get the little finger hardware clips underneath them so they interface correctly with the main table.
Not right now. I don't think he's live right now. Not at midnight. No, not at midnight. This one is from October or November 30th.
I never thought about whether
But we can listen to today's.
Thank you for sending it, my friend. Take care, 3:30.
Man, I guess my little weak station ain't got no conditions out here, man. Weak station ain't got no conditions out here. I mean, you ain't 268 out of Capital City, New Jersey. One more time, wave and break.
Skip left. Everybody out there got Augusta, Georgia.
Back in these bushes, good day.
Skip land. Everybody out there got a cop in old rusty nail down here in Florida. Hello, come on, break break.
What are you babbling about, Frog?
Covering him up there. We're trying out to get back to
Ribbit. Right there, got a little up and stuff right there. 260 out of Capital City, New Jersey. We standing by. Nice. See you later, 1137. I don't know, conditions getting a little raggedy around here, man. Conditions getting a little same to you. Man. Hey, one more time, be that unit 268, 268 out the Garden State. 268 out the Garden State, we standing by. Waving there, Dynamite. Good morning. Yeah, I'll second that. Where you from, I'm not.
Sorry guys, we have to restart the game. We have that lighting lag glitch issue. I figured out it was a glitch. It's not actually a full-time issue. That's how come some days you put the lights on your truck, you play for 5 hours. See, it's lagging through there. It's probably the hater built mod breaking my game. Who cares? Who cares? We'll take this opportunity to smoke some reefer for all them people that can't smoke the reefer at the moment. This one's for all the sober people. Raw dogged life. Yeah, and I can't remember which one of my mods are like. I think the hater builds. I think it's no good. The version I have. I probably need a new version. Smoking weed for all the people that can't today. And Michael Johnson is drinking beer for all the people that can't drink today. Because I can't. I mean, I could, but fuck, we'd be in jail by the end of the week. Honestly, I think it might be the CB radio. It might be this Cobra, the way it's all illuminated, causing it to, I never had this issue before. If it's not that, it's all the air cleaner lights. we puffing, and then we be passing very quickly. Fucking AI. Yeah, it's one of my lights is giving me the shits. So we're gonna switch back to daytime so we can use our cockpit. AI isn't driving too good at night. I don't know what the problem is. My. We gone. I think it might be the CB radio though. It's not telling me. I don't think it's the air cleaner lights. It might be. There's a lot of air cleaner lights on this truck. Maybe we just need the, I don't know, maybe we need to take them off the back of the cab so we don't have to take off. I'd rather have dual air cleaner lights than watermelon lights just screwed in the back of the sleeper. The lowered, it doesn't have any suspension travel, the mod, just a heads up. Hater Bill, if you slam this thing to the ground, like we did, it has no suspension travel, so it gets really crappy. We're going to check out the other lowered option. We'd rather have suspension travel than, if you guys were here from the beginning of this, the tractor is so low that it couldn't, I kept backing under the kingpin, and you could see daylight between the kingpin and the fifth wheel plate. And it'll like hover above it, like the old lady does. Anywho, man, I gotta figure out who keeps smoking all of my weed, man. They're putting us out of business. MJ, you ever figure out who's drinking all your beer? I still haven't figured out who's smoking all my weed. Fucking gremlins, man. They're everywhere. Oh, you know what it could be? That fuck you up going across the road. Well, see, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for that, and yeah, this trailer has no adjust. I can't, actually, I need to look and see what I set those. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so I can adjust my air ride. Here. We're gonna put, we can adjust our airbags here. What buttons was that? Not those ones, I use this one. So, yeah, it very well could. It's gonna ride like shit, I think, but we're gonna air our airbags all the way up because we're going to Odessa, Texas, and there's a lot of railroad tracks in Odessa. With the 359 that wasn't lowered, that we still have number one, you know, the yellow-green truck. I think you were actually in here, MJ, the other day. We almost got stuck because the triple-decker, triple-linked lowboy, the 12-axle lowboy trailer had bottomed out really bad. So yeah, that will, you get hung up, and I've had it happen a couple times where with the lowboy trailers, they start bouncing so bad that it like bounces you out of, in and out of the map really quick. Gives you like a, yeah. I'm trying to think of what, if we had the Mexico on here, we probably wouldn't be able to drive around Mexico because there's speed bumps all over in there. They would definitely hit the half fenders on the rear, which usually you don't see half fenders that low in the front. They're usually like, I don't know, they usually only go down to like the center of the hub on the drive axle. They don't usually go down all the way to the fucking ground. That's some good shit. I think they do that. I think they did that in the game. Or sell those in real life to make them, because some people probably want their fenders to match the fuel tanks as far as like how low they hang, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's supposed to match the battery box step, or maybe it's supposed to match the bumper. I don't know. I just know that we bought this truck used. It was $55,000. It has 1.26 million miles on it. Right? Dude, the fucking kid that made this mod couldn't even make the odometer right. I'm gonna have to email or put a thing on there and let them know that they need to add a digit to the speedometer. The speedometer in these old 379 Peterbilts counts the millions. They go all the way up to 10 million. Yeah, it was funny last night. It was hilarious last night. I was reading chat, and I'm on the Washington. Oh, God damn. Excuse me. Yeah, I was reading chat and I clipped that reefer. Sent me like up in the fucking air, and then bounced off of him into the Meridian divider, and rode the divider down on the side into the driver wheel. Fucking the steer tire is just sitting there spinning 100 miles an hour. And then the other night, I was driving Big Blue, that one tri-drive Peterbilt heavy haul truck that we got, and that fucking bus pulled out in front and sent us, it hit us in like right, you know, in the fuel tank, and then boom, sent us off into the ditch, right into that tree going 50 miles an hour. Barrier wall. Yeah, Jersey. They call that a Jersey, what do they call that? Jersey wall? What that? Jersey barrier? Is that what they call those actually? We call them Econo blocks. The big full-size ones. And then, I don't know, I think you call those other ones Jersey barriers, right? The narrow ones that are shaped like a like the old Plymouth emblem. Anyways, back to the story. Yeah, that fucking Greyhound bus T-boned us, or pulled out in front of us after we were passing, hit us right in the fuel tank, sent the truck like this 50 miles an hour into a fucking tree. That was like a $50,000. That's why we have no money, actually. We had money before that happened. We lost the trailer over it. We lost the money. We got the truck fixed. But if you try to sell that truck right now, even though it's a tri-drive Peterbilt, blah blah, it's worth like 14 grand. Because that thing has been just destroyed. rode it down like a skateboard, like some Tony Hawk shit, man. Last night I had me a half a pound of bacon and 48 fluid ounces of black Folgers coffee. And that was the best fucking dinner I've had in a long time, man. It was so good, I actually cooked up the other half pound of bacon this morning. I didn't drink any more coffee though, because I wanted to go to bed. I've been wearing my headphones while playing Arma, and I swear to God, dude, since I started wearing my headphones again while playing first-person shooters, my ears and my sinuses and everything are all jacked up again. This I play on the speakers, mainly just so my neighbor knows we're home. No, I'm just kidding. That's a bad joke. She'll leave her car outside in the snow just trying to let me know that she's home, so I won't be super fucking loud. Well, that just inspires me. Makes me excited in the morning, like, yay, this is better than cartoons. Last summer, I was working my ass off. Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I put a clutch in my gas burner, and it was at like 12:30 at night. I had to cut the bell housing out to fit the new throwout bearing because the nipple on the connector is like twice the size as the OEM one. And I was just already irritated because of the fact that they used the internal, like the throwout bearing was the slave cylinder, you know what I mean? That all-in-one, the hydraulic one, you know, instead of having a shift fork in there. Yeah, and it being externally mounted on the side of the transmission, it was inside, there on the fucking input shaft. Long story short, I took a die grinder and I notched out that aluminum housing. It took 2 minutes, but holy fuck, the noise complaints, the fucking letters to my landlord got a fucking earful. I had to block the lady on Facebook because it's like, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to fucking work. I got 2 fucking jobs. I'm taking care of this old man here, my dad. I'm trying to fucking fix my trucks because my diesels, I was working on my diesel. And so I was driving my gas or blah, 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 blah. It's just like, shut the fuck up. Town of fucking 300 people, bitch. Don't move across the street. It's that big of a deal. Long story short, that was the biggest mistake you could have done, because now I'm in my house story short, though, it's just like, I don't know what to tell you, you know what I mean? Everybody's on different schedules. And, it's what it is. But really, like right now, dude, I'd like to have my music going. I'd like to have my truck so loud I wouldn't be talking because I couldn't, you know, hear myself. I was having a lot of fun when the neighbor was gone, and we were streaming like 12 hours a day because I was having fun and whatnot, taking breaks. I think that's how I was doing it. I was doing like 6 hour, 7 hour stream, take a 2 hour break, and then try to do another one. But usually I wouldn't quite get the second one as long because I'd be fucking tired. Anyways, we got 873 miles to go. Yeah, I never really been a big soda guy, dude. When I was younger, we would drink like a shitty Bud Light, and my dad would drink Pabst after my parents got divorced, so I'd drink Pabst. I thought it tasted fucking terrible back then. I like it more now as an adult, you know, but when I was a kid, I would drink it even though I fucking hated it. And then when I moved out to the Pacific Northwest, and we got to the, like everybody was drinking Coors Light, Keystone, no, excuse me, Busch Light. Yeah, it was all Coors Light and Busch Light. And then the old timers drank Coors Banquet. And so I got to try Coors beer, and I never, ever have to this day found another beer as good as Coors Banquet as far as the domestic. I don't get into the IPAs and all that depression stuff there anymore, so this thing's got tanks on. I don't quite know how many gallons they hold, but anywho, yeah, the Coors Banquet was my shit. And then when I quit smoking pot, I went to work in the coal mines, and I had a lot of free time on my hands because the schedules were very cool as far as like 7 on, 7 off, 5 on, 5 off. I didn't know what the fuck to do with my 5 days off, but I didn't necessarily want to go in and work on my days off, mainly because crews hate each other. There's a lot of bullshit, shit talking, backstabbing. It's like a little cliquey, high schooly loser shit on those crews. It's kind of weird, like, not everywhere's the same. Most people are really nice. Hospitality and stuff is awesome, but there's also fucking douchebags everywhere you go. So, try not to volunteer to go meet more, you know what I mean? Anyways, so I'd end up drinking a lot because I couldn't get stoned. And so I'd go out eating, and then I'd go out drinking. And I'd drink beer by the fucking pitcher, dude. I blew up to like 320, 330 fucking pounds of beer meathead. And, I mean, I'm a big guy, so like nobody even knew I was 300 plus pounds, but I did. And, anyways, and the old lady, dude, I couldn't scrog no more, dude. I was like, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack or something. That bacon grease just clogs up the arteries, you know? All that chicken fried steak. Anywho, we started drinking Jameson all the time. That was my new thing. I just like Jameson and beer. And then I turned into a fucking loser as far as getting mouthy with, like, you know, running to another drunk, and it was just like, oh fuck, here we go. And yeah. So I don't I said, I'm not arm wrestling you. You look like the masturbation champion of 2021, or yeah, it's 2022. Right? Yeah, 4 years ago, 2022. And he looked at me kind of funny. And he's all, you're a fucking pussy. And I snapped back. I was like, don't call me a pussy, you fucking pussy. Fuck you, bitch. And he kind of looked at me funny, like, again, like, is this guy fucking with me or is he serious? And, well, anyways, then he looked at his girlfriend and was like, oh yeah, I gotta be tough. And he challenged me to a boxing match. And I was like, no, I was sitting here first. Go fuck yourself, you fucking pussy. You know? Anyways, his friends overheard us yelling at each other. And I didn't know who the guy was. And they hauled him out of there like, hey, you don't leave that guy alone, dude. Like, he don't need no problems, man. His fucking dad was run over, handicapped, and just showed up on his doorstep. He's having a bad day. And I'm so glad my buddies was there, because, man, that motherfucker probably would have been waiting in the parking lot for me to leave if I didn't leave, you know what I mean? But that was my thing, is I was like, I told him, I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill me, dude. I'm not gonna go out there with you. Fuck you. I'm not stupid. But, anywho, yeah, that was one of those days I was like, man, I really showed my ass drinking, fucking idiot. And then the final straw was I can't see through. Oh, I gotta stop. Wow. Can't see through the GPS. That little, scale pass thing they would give you. Anywho. Break. Ah, 99,002 pounds. That's cool. Yeah, the scale don't lie, bitch. You gained 5 pounds there eating all them Big Macs. Yeah, drinking, you gotta be careful with that stuff. So, man, I tell you what, I fucking drank for most of 15 years and never, ever was irresponsible. Never, ever was like, people always, liked being around me for the most part. And then it just, like, even though bad things had happened, I don't know how to explain it, but a combination of things all kind of happened, and then it turned into a negative thing for the first time in my life, as far as my personal experience with it. So, I'm glad I got arrested. I got fucking shit written up out of me twice. The second, it was insane. And honestly, when I got arrested, they could have fucking grilled me too, because I got pulled over because I went head on towards the city cop there leaving the fair. And what happened was I had dropped my phone, and I was partied up. And when I reached down to grab my phone, I jerked the wheel of my pickup into the oncoming traffic. And of course, there's a fucking city cop coming down the road like, what is this guy doing? It would have been like a really big deal, but there was a turning lane. It was 5 lanes, 2 lanes one way, 2 lanes the other way, with one turning lane in the middle to get to either left or right side of the highway. And if it wasn't for that turning lane there, they assumed I merged into the turning lane without the blinker, seen the cop, and then thought, don't do that, you're drunk, don't turn. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, that's totally what I did. You know what I mean? When they fucking asked me, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I didn't tell him, I was on the phone. Or no, I did. When I got pulled over, he's all, what's going on there? I was like, I was just reaching for my cell phone. And then I thought to myself, like, yeah, you're fucked, dude. So anyways, we spent the night in jail. And in the city that I grew up in. I was far from home when it happened. I was where I grew up, and so I traveled over there and I go see the judge, and I explained to him. I was like, oh, you know, they shut the mine down here in the next county, so I don't live here anymore. But I was here visiting, blah blah blah. The lawyer that was my lawyer when I was a kid, even they all went in the back and talked. The prosecuting attorney lady and the judge man and my lawyer and that other lady, the clerk or whatever the fuck that is, the one that sits, the one that's there the most and handles the fees and fines, paperwork side of things that sits in court. Anyways, they all went in the back and talked, and they, like the lawyer explained to them that, like, well, you know, yeah, they shut down all these jobs these dudes work at, like this kid does, and you remember him and his dad and his mom and his brother, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, well, anyways, he's taking care of his dad after he got run over. You know, now that he's lost his job, it seems to have steamrolled, the stupidity. And this is the current event, blah blah blah. They dropped my fucking DUI for $1,200, and the lawyer did it for free, and I'm just so grateful. To this day, I look back and I'm like, man, fuck, I'm so lucky. And I've already told the story about how I didn't learn my lesson then. I got pulled over 1,000 miles away from home again, drunk and fucking stoned for running a red light. And the cop was like, well, you know what, Dan, fuck this, you're here for work. Out in the Pacific Northwest, meanwhile, they were burning whole fucking cities down. The jails weren't allowed to book anybody for less than a felony, so it was like, drinking and driving, I mean, it's not a fucking felony, so I'm not going to arrest you, kind of attitude. And that was 90 days after I got arrested the fucking first time. So I had then decided to change, be a man of society, a renewed, better, developed, productive spawn in society, and not be fucking burned. No, just kidding. Ozfest, man, yeah, Ozzy's a good one to actually listen to. As far as like a lot of people are not good to take advice from the Ozzy Osbourne. I would say take his advice for the most part, because yeah, the dude came concerts, but that one specifically was like, it was on. And I will say I'm like super proud of that guy as a performer. He really, like, he did not miss it. And I feel like he knew that, you know, the year before it didn't go good at all, so like they were really, you know what I mean, like, yeah, that was cool. When Rob's on, I don't really know, you know, I've only seen him once. I watched a few of his movies. I don't really watch a lot of shit in depth about Rob's on, but he seems just like a regular guy as far as has his hobbies and his wife and his family and the rest is. Oh, I bet that was cool as shit to get to see, I can't even say it, Sepultura. Danzig is cool. I know I've heard of Sepultura or whatever, but I just can't think of how to fucking pronounce it.
Man, I hear that skipper rolling down.
No, it's this engine like the way it does things. It's fine, I don't mind, but yeah, it's trippy. Yeah, we got a light issue. It's probably the ones on the air filter, so we'll get fuel and sleep. We got plenty of time. Oh hell yeah! That Aussie concert I went to when I was 13, though, dude. This fucking biker guy. He probably didn't even own a motorcycle. Him and his girlfriend were dressed up like bikers. My brother was like 16 years old, looked like some fucking Revenge of the Nerds, or you know, it was before my brother hit his metal stage or any other stage this hardcore. And long story short, dude, this dude was trying to sell his girlfriend to my brother in the bathroom. It was horrible. My mom about kicked the shit out of him, though, because my mom's real mean in a good way. But yeah, I'd never seen so many boobies in my life, though. It was fucking cool. We're gonna get diesel, go turn the coffee pot on. I got some sweet roll out. Only 254 gallons. These tanks look huge, though, man. Man, this thing has to hold, bro. It's got to be 175, 200 gallon fuel tanks. Man, that must have been sick. You're my age then, or around my age then, aren't you? Or fuck, you might be a couple years older than me to know those, to be able to see those guys. Unless your parents were taking you like mine were. It just sucked because my dad always wanted to stay home, you know, and then, like, I always thought, oh, it makes sense, he works at a coal mine, and it must be rough, you know, and then when I started working, and I realized, like, wait a minute, we don't work 9-hour, 8-hour days, like, you gotta work 14, 15 fucking hours a day. What the fuck, man, why is my dad complaining? He only had to work 8-hour shifts and drive 2 hours a day. You know, yeah, rotate, like, there's a lot of cons to that. And they would work a lot of extra days with, you know, Saturdays and things, but, it's like, fuck, man, for, God, from 17 to 27 years old, I was working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, it felt like, all the fucking time. And then when I came to the mines, the company mines I worked at with 12, even the union mines are 12-hour shifts, 5 on, 5 off. That's what they did. They said no more 8-hour days. We're going to do 12s or 10s, but you get more days off and better pay, shittier insurance, and everybody took it because, you know, why not? It's the end of the road anyways. And then, like, the longest I've been underground is 14 hours on a shift. And they make you clock out at 13 hours and 59 minutes because if you're underground for if you're underground for 14 hours or more, then you have to have 10 hours off work. So then you can't come into work at your normal start time. You have to push it an hour ahead, and the bosses don't like that. So they literally make sure that you're on the surface at the time clock at 13 hours and 59 minutes. So you don't have to. So you can still come into fucking work 9 hours later. And oh hell yeah, man. That's badass. My parents were into concerts, so like I got to grow up with it. But being born in, like I was born in the 90s, early 90s, so most of these dudes were getting old even when I was like 13, 14, 15. And then I kind of turned into a redneck naturally and stuff, but like I don't want to put him down, but like I wouldn't want to spend money to go see Dwight Yoakam. Or Dwight Yoakam's actually probably like the only fucking Brad Paisley or Dwight Yoakam are probably the only two rednecks I would pay money to go watch perform, you know, out of all, because all those good old boys are long gone. Like I can't go see Waylon Jennings or you know, like, well, yeah, Willie, no, but you know, it'd be cool to see Willie Nelson and these guys, but like I said, you know, they're also fucking old. It's like, you know, let them, you know, they've earned their living. If they want to tour, fuck yeah. If they want to retire, take a break, yeah. Luckily, you know, it's weird, dude. When I was a kid, I liked a lot of the, I know it's more pop, whatever, but mainstream hits. But I liked all the old 50s and 60s music. And then once I got my hands on internet, but yeah, because I got an old, I've had a car from the 1960s bought it when I was 18, and I fucking burned through the tracks, man, for 10 years driving my old Plymouth, because something about it just, you know, it resonates. But yeah, I remember my dad would get pissed off and be like, what do you call it, the zoot suit fucking Motown, turn that shit off. Because my dad was born in 1954, and now that he's all fucked up and old, I've noticed sometimes, dude, when I'm playing like Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty and Bobby Darin and Dwayne Eddy and all those, like, you know, 50s, 60s tracks come on, like, that he hasn't probably heard or forgotten all about existing since his accident. It's funny, dude. It kind of like sends him into the fucking like Twilight Zone almost for a little bit, because I'm sure this brain injury, it's like when he hears it, he probably has a memory attached to it that he remembers and shit. Yeah, Chuck Berry's my favorite, actually, as far as I honestly, because, you know, like, I think that's why I've always been just I think, like, my parents were cool, but I think that's how I knew that, like, that even when I was a little kid, nobody had to tell me that prejudice and things was a crock of shit and not natural, mainly because in my time I was able to see, like, I couldn't see that, though. The invisible barriers are awesome. You can't get that close to these, they're invisible. But I knew it was a crock of shit because I got to see, like, all sorts of different cultures and talents. And even when I was a little kid, I knew, like, there's a big difference in the soul of Chuck Berry, Waylon Jennings, 1950, and all of them, like, sitting and it's not in a bad way. It's fucking cool. Like I was going on about the other night, dude, Charlie Pride. I didn't know Charlie Pride was black until probably, fuck, dude, I had to be almost 20 years old, and I had been listening to Charlie guy would come on the radio. I knew it was him because that golden voice and stuff. But like I knew Chuck Berry was. Yeah, dude. If you ever see my shorts, when I started, Bridget J couldn't find a job. 272 bucks. I wonder what trailer they're using. We have, if you ever see my shorts, when I started playing the Arma on there, I made shorts and it was all on the Vietnam server. And the Yardbirds. I like the what was that? Eric Clapton's band before Eric Clapton was a band. They had what was that song? I'm trying to think of. Not Searching. That was Del Shannon. Yeah, but Little Richards was cool. And then I can't remember the kid's name. He was really young, and he had the song from Christine where he's humming "Little Bitty Pretty One." I can't remember his name, but it's a hoot watching that TV performance. The first time he ever got on television after his record went fucking gold, and people were like, "Holy crap! That's a little black boy singing." Like he's like 15, 16-year-old kid, and he's not, yeah, it's cool. But people boogied, they danced. Yeah, not Cream. It was and that's the cool thing about Chuck Berry too, man. Like he made people dance, and it's fun to watch those live TV performances from back in the day because there's some people that are like, they don't know what to think or what to do because they're all caught up in that shit, the prejudice and shit. And then there's that one guy and that one girl that don't give a fuck and like starts dancing and partying, and then it's just slowly but surely the people are like, yeah, that's right, we can fucking have a good time. And it almost makes you wonder if it was I don't feel like back then that, I feel like we would know by now. They would have been like, oh yeah, that was all set up as far as they said, hey, he's gonna come out, act scared, and then act comfortable. We need to put it on TV. It's like, no, that was way before things, as far as like things were bad back then. That was pushing the boundaries of the limits. So that was genuine reactions there. Not Domino's. Okay, I need to stay on track too. I keep getting sidetracked. The fucking they had that song. I'm gonna have to fucking look right now. It's the Yardbirds. The Yardbirds is the name of the band. For Your Love, Heart Full of Soul. Heart Full of Soul was the big one. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. It's just old school. Whatever the fuck his name is, Eric Clapton. Sorry, I got some drift going on here, so I keep slapping things around, see if we can get her to get the dust bunnies out. But yeah, I don't think hip hop and stuff is too bad. Like I seen some deal about Ice Cube admittedly said, "Oh hell yeah, some of those record labels were funded by, like it was an inside fund because they wanted to strengthen the hood or something." Was the words that was put in, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna sit and watch. I'm fucking sure of it. They've funded video games before for different reasons. I wouldn't be surprised if they funded a record label for some motive roosters. It's the yard birds. I don't remember the roosters. I remember like, okay, I'm trying to think. I remember Del Shannon, Del Reeves. I'm trying to think of all the surf guys that did the surf music too. I don't know. It's skipping my mind. I remember I went through a long period of listening to like the Coasters and Smokey Joe's Cafe was one of my favorite ones, and of course Poison Ivy. And those guys on the CB were singing Poison Ivy earlier. What else? I'm trying to think. It's the Coasters and then the other one. Sam Cooke. I always like Sam Cooke too. He had some pretty good songs. And what was that one band? Not the Animals. There was another one that they did that TV deal that was like, oh yeah, they wrote all our music and everything for us. Blah blah blah. And we were a fake fucking band, made up band. Which band was that? It wasn't the Animals, but it was the. Can't remember what fake band that is. Are you gonna be watching for a couple more hours, Michael? I think we're gonna drop. We got about 20 minutes left to go. 500 miles. We'll be dropping this haul truck off, and I think I'm gonna jump on Rising Storm, Vietnam, if it's populated. I picked up some $2 games last night. I spent a whole $4.77. Roosters was his first band. It was 1963. Damn, that's crazy. And that thing blows my mind, dude. I can't believe how old. Like, I know I'm getting older as far as you know how it is, and when it starts to hit, as far as like, damn, dude, it's been 20 years since they were old, and I was catching some performances of them on television or on the internet, and shit, man, I applaud. But that's fucking cool. Yeah, I think the Yardbirds was the band that they had in 1966, 7, and 8 or something, or 7, 8, 9. Not the 70s, most definitely. It wasn't quite the 70s. Nice. Do you like the first-person shooter stuff too, or are you more into just watching the truck sim? Honestly, it's weird, but you get into shooter games and people will like tune in, but the minute you get hit or your kill spree's over, they tune out. Seems like truck sim is where the gatherings happen and people actually hang out, and it helps as far as like I said, we've pretty much got all that. We've got used to the game where we can multitask good enough as far as navigate, smoothly operate, maintain our speed and our destination. We'll make it, and be able to think about bullshit. Sometimes I gotta tune in with one last brain cell. Yeah, I guess he was in it. I think he was one of the guitar players, and then he would sing too. But I believe he wrote that song, Heart Full of Soul, is what it is. Like that was the one that he wrote. Yeah, Black Ops 6. Fuck, dude, I played Black Ops. What was it? Black Ops 2 was the one where you It's because the trailer's aired all the way up. Brakes quit working, I guess. That's cool. Or was that the original Black Ops that they did the Vietnam? I remember seeing that though. I think I seen a picture of Jimi Hendrix when he was it before or after he joined the army? But I remember he had like his hair was all combed, greased up, and he was wearing one of those pink suits with the the matching pants and suit with the fucking big tie, and they were all taking a band photo together. Jimi Hendrix, I idolized him when I was a child because was back in the day too. They didn't show you uncensored video of like real bad shit. Like it's crazy. It blows my mind on YouTube. You can get on right now and you can watch all those guys over in Europe blowing each other away in high definition, of course, but and all the other shit. But I was watching one documentary about the MIA of Vietnam, and it was an old footage of a bunch of 18-year-old kids looking for their buddies, and they finally found their buddies. They was in the trail, literally in the mud, and they had been walking over them for a fucking week, and they was pulling the bodies out of the mud, and it's just like kind of hit me. I'm like, man, those are fucking 18, 19-year-old kids, and I'm an ungrateful piece of shit because I'm fucking 31 years old, pissing and moaning about this or that. I need to shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? And then when I get on the game and stuff, I just be like, I don't want to play it. You know what I mean? Fucking, like, no, it's not fun anymore, dude. And that's it with any of it. I don't even really like that modern conflict on Spearhead that's all Ukraine and Russia war. I can't stand it, to be honest, but it's the only ultra hardcore server on the entire fucking game, so we've just learned to play it, and I will say I've had some fun. I've had a lot of fun, and it's been interesting to see how the drones and things change the dynamics of the battlefield compared to other shooters. And I guess I could say that I've learned that if you hate the woods, and, if you're stuck in a building and it's going to come flying in there at you, you're best off shooting that fucking thing. Don't be scared of it, shoot it. Because it's either going to kill you or it's going to kill you. Like, best go down trying. And so if I ever have to deal with that crap, I hope I don't. Really, really hope I don't. I am hoping though that the Hell Let Loose Vietnam is very quality at capturing chaos, confusion, and like not a super linear aspect. Like Hell Let Loose isn't a linear game as far as the maps are very big. They're usually long and skinny, so it does help keep people on track, but it does help keep dynamics with flanking, and you got options for the most part of how you're going to go about it. So I'm imagining that when they do these juggles and these mountain, this village, it's going to be good. I think they'll do a good job. They did a very good job with Europe. If you look at their Europe maps and Belarus, World War II, it's like they did the best job that anybody has in 20 years. God, because he had been doing it for a long time and had really nice shorts, and none of them were going viral. And then he had one get, 3-4 million views or so. I haven't seen it in a month or two, so I don't know how many it's up to. But I know my one short that's got almost 6 million views or 5 million. I think it's got almost 5 million views. It still gets like 600 or 1,000 views a day. And if I make a new short, a good one, since it's for Arma or Truck Sim or something that's outdated, it's like 2,000. But you know what? It's funny. I can post a short on TikTok and YouTube at the exact same time, and I'll have one on TikTok get 100,000 views, and on YouTube it'll get like 500 views. It doesn't make sense. It's weird. So yeah, we've had that happen a couple times now. Or like the one that went, that's got almost 5 million views on YouTube. It only has like 800 or 900,000 on TikTok views. So, but I gotta admit, dude, we've had it so easy as far as we started making shorts, and in like 2 weeks had one go viral, and since then, there's like, kind of see these other people's channels that I've actually been playing with and didn't even know it because they reach out and they pop up on the thing. Well, that was my dog. I fucking thought my dad fell down across the house. Holy shit. My dog jumped off the couch out of the living room, and I thought my dad was falling down. I'm like, God damn it, not again. It's only been 2 months now, a week, since he busted his head. My traffic's broken. We're not dealing with this, man. We've been going for 1,800 miles. I'm not fucking stopping for you incompetent sack of UPS shit. Anyways, about them windmills. They're like me, they only work when they want to. What's going on, puppy dog? Oh, we're getting close, thank God. This has been a long haul. I think it's been 1,700 miles. Ah, crap. Good thing we're getting close because we ain't got no money now. Yeah, that bank note was pretty steep. And then, but with the 4 trucks, we're losing money. I carry I seem to keep us between negative 500 and $5,000. The other trucks sometimes make money. When they do, we put the money back into them. And then I just keep paying off that bank note. It's $1 million, a little less than $1 million right now. So we're gonna be at it a while. But hey, we got 4 trucks. 3 of them are really nice too. I gotta pee, but I just want to get this over with, so we'll just hold it. Unless the dog needs to go outside, if I pull over and pause, it's because my dog needs to go outside. She come in here and looked at me for a minute, and then she's chugging down water. So we'll see. Sometimes she makes up her mind. Other days she doesn't. We're having a bad day too. She fucking puked. First thing, woke up, went outside, got her treat, came back in, Ralph. Yep, dog definitely needs to go outside. We're gonna stop and make D's. See if there's any chicks working, packing double D's. Sorry about that. Yeah, this morning was kind of bad morning for the dog. She growled. Puked. So she went kind of chill. And took a nap, woke back up just now. Ate again. Luckily, must be feeling better, right? Alright. Got this load dropped off. Times on NA4. Whoops. We had good times on NA4, and then NA4 dies at night on the server. Just dies. Either last night it died like when the round ended and the server didn't come back for 4 hours, and then Apex said NA2 was gone too. And we're in Amarillo right now. Amarillo by morning, San Antonio by sundown. I don't know. I like that George Strait. It's my baby's gotten good at goodbyes. I'm loading up my weed right now. Sorry. I think everybody left anyways. She said, "Fuck this. This guy's at McDonald's getting sandwiches while we're watching. This guy's an asshole." But yeah, that's a hard song to sing. I don't even think George Jones, or excuse me, George Strait can sing it that good live. Because I believe they used auto-tune. I don't know. Maybe he did have it in when he was younger. But I I've seen like one of the live versions sucked as far as he wasn't doing a good job. But at the same time, nobody really gives him credit because they change altitude and, you know, different climates and the altitudes. It's really hard on us as people. So it's like nobody really gives him fucking credit for that. Yeah, Rising Storm 2 is arcade, fast-paced as far as it's like one hit, you're down, kind of like realism, but people are spawning in all the time. Things are always changing. You know, it's like, I noticed when I was spectating, there was a radio man and a commander that were in a really good spot, and like nobody was coming to them, and they weren't firing at nobody really until the end, because they got down to being the last two people alive. So it's like, I guess it's all how you play it. And Armory Forgers Vietnam servers are really arcadey. Like everybody has name tags, and crosshairs, and super zoom, firing sights. So it's like, and then the snipers. Armory has a sniper. For real. Every game does. Battlefield 5 had a sniper problem really bad with Battlefield. I'm sure it still is a problem. How do I say it? The freaking Armory Forger, though, some of the servers, man, it's like on a team of 64 people, there's like 25 snipers. And I was noticing that on NA, on Spearhead, last night. Whoa! I was noticing that on Spearhead, that there's way more snipers than there was before. Usually people were carrying AK-47s, AR platforms, and then last week I've been playing it again. We've been sniped 4 times by the SVD and ever before. Like I got the one night we were playing, the SVD almost shot the pilot out of the helicopter. It's like, whoa, dude, that's never happened on Spearhead, man. Usually people just light you up with light machine guns and AKs. I really like this truck's sound, the sound engine, because the turbo's loud, and then it does have a really nice gearbox sound with the engine sound. The only thing that's a bummer about it is the Jake brake's kind of weird sounding. I believe we picked this up in the Dalles, Oregon Dalles, and drove it all the way to we're driving it all the way down to Odessa, Texas. I believe we were in the Dalles. Or no, excuse me, we was in Kalispell, Montana. We picked this up because we switched trucks and it spawned me in my garage. I was in the Dalles, Oregon Dalles, and then we grabbed the 379 Peterbilt with the doors without wing windows, I guess. And the Kiewit had the articulating haul truck to take down, and we took it. So, not a bad deal though, as far as 6,100 bucks for not being my trailer, and then it only took us, I don't know, I think it's going to take us like 18 hours game time total is what this will take, so that's a good payday. As far as the bank loan is $5,000 for 2 days. If we make $6,000 in 2 days, we may only burn $800,000 in diesel, and the bank loan gets paid. That's perfect. You know what I mean? Because once once you pay that back, you can just borrow it again. One of our drivers made a was $70 though, because we're only $39 now. Hi, Muscle Mustang GT 500. How are you? Down in Lukenbach, Texas, Willie and Wayne laid at the doors. Firm filling women. Wow, wants us to get off the freeway here. dropping this off and then switching games. So if you're in this stream, there'll be a new one going here in a minute. Just a heads up. has 1,700 miles. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna truck next stream. We will drive this badass fucking thing. I like this truck. I just wish I could get a 379 dash in this truck.